everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great circuit training workout you can do in your home. Remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio workout just to get your heart rate up a little bit, get your muscles warmed up to help avoid injury and get in the right frame of mind for movement. Okay, today we are going to do a row with a band or a tube. So set it up about chest height. I'm going to actually have you do it seated today. So either on a ball or on a chair. Of course, you can do it standing if you'd rather. Sometimes you can do a little bit more when you're seated. So you could try a heavier band, or you could try sitting back a little bit further and really focus on those muscles and your strength. The other thing we're going to need is a little bit lighter band, same setup, so that should be pretty easy. And discs or some sort of goal for a balance exercise. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to sit relatively far back because when you do this exercise, you want to be able to have tension the whole way. So if you're sitting too close, and see there's really no tension here, so I need to scoot back even further. So I start with a little bit of tension. Now, when I do this, my back is straight, my shoulder blades are tucked into my back pockets, my shoulders are down away from my ears, and I'm going to slowly pull, squeezing those shoulder blades, driving my elbows towards the back of the room, and then coming forward. Now I'm going to stop here. I don't want to come all the way forward here, so stop with that good posture. 2, 3, don't let your shoulders round forward at the end. Nice and slow, control that band. Squeeze those shoulder blades as you pull back. Remember to keep those shoulders away from your ears. Don't squeeze up, squeeze back. Keep your tummy nice and tight. Keep breathing. Let's do 2 more. Control that band all the way back. And rest. Good. All right. I'm going to take that off for my other exercise here and then move on. Okay, next we're going to do floor to stand. Now we've done this quite a few times, but today I want to try it a little bit differently. Now many times when you're on the floor and we're doing this exercise, we start on your hands and knees and then stand up from there. Today I want to start on your back. So lying down on your back, like you've been laying on the floor, stretching, or, you know, if you, I don't know, fixing something, whatever. I want you to start on your back because sometimes this is the most challenging part for people. I've worked with many people where getting up onto your hands and knees can be really challenging. So I want to go over how to do that if you find that challenging. And you can, if you have a sore shoulder or a sore knee, you can roll the opposite way. You can find the way that works for you. So if you have a hard time getting over, take your leg and kind of help swing it over and then reach with that arm. And then you can push up from there. So practice that. If that is the hard part for you, I want you to practice that today. So we're going to then stand up from there. So 1 foot forward, remember, foot, hand, up, and then I always say foot, hand, up again, because sometimes people get here and they can't get past here. So you say foot, hand, up, then foot, hand, and then up. So that was 1. I'm going to roll onto my back again. I'm going to go the opposite way. So swing your leg and your arm to really give you that momentum to turn over. Push up. Now I'm going to use my opposite leg. Remember, the most important part of this is bringing your center of gravity right over your hips. So you don't want to be here and then try to stand up, because then your momentum could carry you forward to fall. So we don't want to do that, especially if you found yourself on the floor because you fell. All right, I'm going to do 1 more on each side. You can press pause and continue to work on this. Remember, whichever side you're going to roll over onto, you can use that arm and leg to really kind of give you that momentum. Bring myself all the way back so that I can stand straight up. And then I'm going to roll back onto my back 1 more time. And I'm going to go the opposite way. So remember, you can roll, kind of use momentum this way, push up to that all fours, foot, hand, up, and then you can use this as your lever if you need to stand up. Okay, go ahead and go through those. That's something you can practice kind of anytime, anywhere. Make sure my screen stays on. All right, next we're going to move on to a Pallof press. So I'm going to put my lighter band through my door support here. And let me bring my camera up. We're going to do a Pallof press. There's a few different ways we can do this one. We did one not too long ago where we pushed out and pushed in here. This time I'm going to have you come out where there's tension. So this is where it's slack. I've got tension on this. I'm holding it straight in front of my body and I'm going to move up and down. Now, if you want to make this more challenging, obviously step out further. Now, you're not moving very far. I'm moving just a couple inches up and down. You should really be feeling this in your obliques. If you're not, step further out. Make your movement even smaller. And then you can also stagger your feet so that you don't have that really good base of support. Very small here. Keep breathing, shoulders down away from your ears here. Now we're going to turn around. So this one you can do if you want to count small oscillations up and down and count those, or you can do it for 30 seconds or a minute. So make sure you've got a lot of good tension on it to start. If you feel it in your back, move closer to the wall. Take a little tension off. The other thing you can do is hold it a little bit closer to you, but the further out you hold it, the more challenging it will be. Breathe, keep those shoulders down, remember, away from those ears. And rest. Okay, good. I like that one. It's quite challenging without a lot of movement. If you really are not feeling it in here, message me if you need a little bit more ideas, but that goal is really small, okay? Just barely oscillating those arms. Okay, next I want you to stand next to something sturdy, you know, your kitchen counter or your cardio equipment, a wall, something. We're gonna do march kicks. So I want you to march up, kick. So it's a little bit of a pause. March, kick, march, kick. Instead of making it like this, I really want you to pause, hold that balance, kick. So it's more of a pause, knee up and then knee extension, because it's not really a forceful kick or anything. Now, notice that my hips are staying underneath me. I don't want to go like that. So keep your back straight, keep your hips underneath you. If you can't kick that straight out, that's okay. You can march here and kick here. March, kick. Try to keep those knees straight. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Now, this is a balance challenge, but if you really need to hang on to something here, that's okay. You can, you know, maybe put like a light hand on it, and that can help immensely. And then try it without hanging on if you can. March, knee extension. March. So just that little pause at the top before you extend that knee or before you kick. And rest. All right, good. Next, we're going to lower down to the floor with a ball. If you don't have a ball, you can use a pillow. You can use a smaller ball, like a playground ball type of thing. We're going to do a little core, a little bit more core. We're going to do what I call dead bug. So if you come to my gym, you know what I'm talking about. Lying on your back with your knees and your arms up in the air, like your dead bug. Now, you're holding that ball between your knees and your hands, and you're going to press the opposite hand and knee together and let the opposite hand and knee go out straight. Now, if this is really challenging to you, you can start with your feet on the floor and do it this way. You're still gonna get some ab involvement. You can press with your hands into that opposite knee, and that will engage your core as well, while protecting your back if you're having any back pain with this. The other thing you can do is, if you're ready to come up here, you can keep your knee bent, and that will help protect your back as well. So you really want to focus on flattening your back before you start and seeing if you can maintain that. If you can't maintain that and you feel it in your back, then try those other two methods with either your feet on the floor or bending your knee here. The other thing is, if you want a little more challenge, you can squeeze this. Like I said, if your feet are on the floor and you want to squeeze harder, squeezing this here really engages your abs as well. So the more you squeeze as you go, the more challenging it will be. So there's lots of different levels within this exercise. So give it a shot. It looks a little confusing, but if you remember bird dog, it's just like doing bird dog, but on your back. So it's just your opposite hand and arm going out, working that core. Okay, so let's practice our floor to stand. Get over on those hands and knees. 1 foot forward, weight back, and then stand up. All right, one more. We're gonna do a balance challenge for the end. I've got these discs here. So I'm gonna put them out kind of in a triangle and stand in the middle of them. So I want to reach forward, out to the side, and then behind me. So we're gonna stand on 1 foot and tap. Do this next to your kitchen counter or somewhere where you can hang on. We're just tapping. Again, I don't want you to stare down at your feet, working on posture. So reach out toward them. If you don't necessarily hit them, it's okay, but they give you a good target. Now, if you can, tap, bring your foot back to middle. Tap, bring your foot back to middle, without putting your foot down, if you can. If you need to do this, that's okay. Tap, come back, or just tap just a little bit in the middle, that's okay. Find what works for you. Then you can just turn around for the other way. Tap, tap. You might need to reposition them just a little bit, that's okay. And then also, you can start with them close to you and then end up pushing them a little further away. Like I could make this one out to the side a little further and maybe make this one out so you have to reach just a little bit. Now you may notice you're feeling this in your standing leg. There's a lot of hip stabilizing going on here. Make sure you're standing up nice and tall in that leg, not letting it go out to the side like this. You want to stand tall, support that leg. If you need to, you can put one hand there so you can feel that. All right, good. So do each side about 30 seconds and then get right back into the next circuit again. So then you can start again with the rows, the floor to stands, go through these 2 or 3 times, do a little cardio in between, keep your heart rate up, and remember to stretch at the end. Okay, if you have any questions, if you need any suggestions, please message me. And that is it. Have a great workout, everybody. Thank you.